You have 1,000 elite guards. You wear the thickest steel armor. You're locked inside an impenetrable fortress. And yet, it is not enough, because the one who bypassed your defenses didn't bring an army. They didn't bring a sword. They brought a ring. History's most dangerous maneuvers weren't made on battlefields. They were carried into palaces, disguised among ordinary objects. A paper fan, a walking stick, or an elegant piece of jewelry. No sound of cannons, no clashing of steel, just a silent moment. And everything changed course. Because history's oldest rule is this: you cannot stop what you cannot see. Xiu Jian. The year is 1550, Ming Dynasty, China. You are a heavily armed guard, standing watch at the gates of a warlord's estate. A traveler approaches the gate, wearing a loose silk robe. He raises his arms and bows respectfully. Then a soft click, an unexpected impact. Before your hand even reaches your sword, your vision blurs. Everything slips out of your control in seconds. This is the Xiu Jian, a small brass tube fastened to the forearm, completely hidden under the thick silk fabric. Inside was a fine needle powered by a spring mechanism, tipped with a rapid spreading formula. With a slight flick of the wrist, the hidden mechanism was activated. The masters of that era knew this. To bring down a fortress, you don't always need massive machines. Sometimes a small spring, a fine needle, and the right moment are enough. Bagh Nakh. The year is 1659, India. You are a legendary commander entering a tent for peace negotiations. The opposing leader approaches with open hands. He appears unarmed. You embrace for a traditional greeting. But that embrace suddenly changes, a sudden impact reaching beneath the armor, and the meeting ends in a single motion. This is the Bagh Nakh, the tiger's claws. 4 curved steel pieces that can be completely concealed within the palm. From the outside, only 2 small rings are visible. When the hand is closed, it looks like nothing is there. When the hand opens, the steel is revealed. A handshake, an embrace, a gesture of peace, all can instantly turn into a trap. No need for a sword, because the threat is already inside the hand. The Borgia Ring, late 15th century, Rome. You are at a magnificent banquet hosted by the powerful Borgia family. The wine flows, the hall is grand. You shake hands with your host, kissing his ring as a sign of respect. You feel a tiny scratch on your lip. It seems insignificant. By midnight, everything changes. Doctors record it as a sudden illness, but that ring was not ordinary. The Borgia Ring. From the outside, an elegant Renaissance jewel. Behind the gemstone, a hidden chamber. Inside, a highly potent formula could be stored. Some models had a small latch. The powder could mix into a drink. Others featured a tiny needle system. A simple handshake was enough. No swords are drawn, no shouts are heard. Sometimes the most decisive move is hidden inside the most polite gesture. Tessen, Edo period, Japan. A guest enters your lord's estate. By law, his swords are surrendered at the door. He sits quietly, holding an ordinary folding fan. He appears calm. A moment later, he moves. The fan doesn't tear. It strikes like iron. The balance is instantly shattered. Because it wasn't paper, the Tessen, its outer frame forged from iron, covered in paper or silk. It looked like an innocent accessory. It was the perfect solution in places where carrying weapons was forbidden. It could deflect arrows, parry a katana, and seize the upper hand with a single strike. It didn't have to be sharp. Sometimes a design's impact lies not in its appearance, but in where it can enter. Fukiya, a heavily guarded fortress in feudal Japan. Doors are bolted, windows are sealed. Elite guards stand watch right outside the room. You think you are safe. Then you feel a light touch on your neck, like a mosquito bite. Your muscles instantly lock up. You cannot call out. The room slowly fades to black. No one entered the room. No one swung a sword. This is the Fukiya, a bamboo tube. Inside, a thin needle, tipped with a fast-acting formula. No noise, just a single breath, and everything changes silently. How can you prepare for a threat you cannot see? Shikomizue, a dusty road in Edo period Japan. You are a bandit blocking the path. In the distance, an elderly-looking monk approaches, walking with heavy steps, leaning on a cane. Looks like an easy target. You step in front of him, you demand his money. The monk raises his head. Then a short click. The wooden cane splits in two. A thin, gleaming piece of steel emerges from within. In an instant, the balance shifts. He was not a monk, and that was not a cane. The Shikomizue. Everything is built on psychology. You see a cane, you assume weakness, you lower your guard. Right at that moment, the advantage changes entirely. This design wasn't just made to hide the steel. It existed to hide the intent. Kanzashi, Japan. A tightly secured interrogation room. A captured spy kneels before you. Swords confiscated. Searched multiple times. They appeared defenseless. You are certain you are safe. You step closer. They slightly bow their head and pull the ornate hairpin from their hair. Just one moment. The balance shifts, because that is no ordinary hairpin. The Kanzashi. From the outside, an elegant hair ornament. In reality, a hardened metal with a sharpened tip. Some variants carried a fast-acting formula. Its greatest advantage was simple. It passed through searches. No one looks twice at a hair ornament. The best camouflage is hidden behind elegance. Caltrop, Tetsubishi. You are pursuing someone through dark streets. They seem cornered. The distance between you closes rapidly. At the last moment, they reach into their pocket. They toss a handful of small metal pieces behind them. What hits the ground looks like gravel. You take a step. A sudden pain. Your step is cut short. The person you are pursuing disappears into the dark. They didn't strike you. Your own momentum stopped you. The Caltrop, known in Japan as the Tetsubishi, a simple geometric design consisting of 4 spikes. No matter how it falls, one point always faces straight up. It doesn't need to be swung. Getting close is enough. It breaks the speed of cavalry. It scatters pursuers. Sometimes what stops you isn't a direct hit. It's the moment you don't look at the ground. When we think of the ancient world, brute force comes to mind. But these designs reveal a different reality. Power isn't always about being large. Sometimes it's about going unnoticed. A ring, a cane, a fan. The true advantage is the gap between what you think you see and what is actually there. So, which one would make you the most uneasy? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe to keep discovering these hidden designs of history. See you in the next video.